guys, welcome back to my channel. Hello if you are new. So today we are going to be doing the 2026 plan. This is basically a big plan for the year, how I'm planning ahead and kind of what I'm doing just in my life. So first we have last year's planner, which I did not finish. If you know, you know. I switched to an 18-month planner in July. So this is also this year's planner. So I have those. I have a spreadsheet printout of some stuff, and I have a general plan of what I want to talk about. So let's start. 2026 is going to be a great year. It's also going to be different than some of your years because I am having a baby in March/April, depending on when she arrives. Because of that, I want to get ahead of the game. I want to plan as much as possible. So my first thing that I'm going to recommend to you guys is get yourself a planner, find one that you want, find one that you need, and let's go ahead and get into that. So the first thing that I did is I went through all of my monthly pages and I wrote down every single birthday, anniversary, anything that I need to remember on the monthly spreads here. So I went through all of 2026 and I wrote these down. I highly recommend doing that. And to coincide with that, I have this. This is going to show up. I'm going to do another video separately on it, on how to budget. But this is actually 2025. So I have 2026s on the computer. But this is 2025. This is our budget breakdown for gifts. And what I mean by that is we have the birthdays we buy gifts for and the amounts. We have the Christmas gifts that we buy and the amounts, and then we have the Mother's Day, the Father's Day, weddings, baby shower gifts, birthday parties. We have a budget set aside for cards and wrapping paper and bows and things like that. Then we have a whole we forgot section, and we set aside money for we forgot, and then I have each of them totaled and a grand total down here. Like I said, this is last year's. So we've been using it for Christmas, so that's why it's written on and highlighted and all of that, because things have changed. We've added babies. We're obviously going to have one in March, things like that. But this will help plan for gifts, but it also helps me plan, okay, this is what I need to get ahead. I'm going to mark that in the calendar. Hey, if I have a gift idea, I am going to have this paper shrunk down for 2026, and I'm going to place it in the back. Let me pull it up here. I'm going to put it on this page, this direction, and it's going to have gift ideas. And it's just going to be any gift idea. I'm going to plan ahead. I'm going to look. Then I also have projects before the baby is born, things that I need to get done, things like that. Anything like that. Any appointments that have already been made are also in here. For instance, my chiropractor appointment, my OB appointment, things like that. My next ones are in January, so I already have those placed in my calendar. And then, you guys, something new this year. At the beginning of every month in the weekly spread, I have gone through and you will see these little post-it notes. So let me explain what that is. I have goals that the first Saturday of every month, I change my razor blades in the shower. This is also a great reminder for my husband. Clean our humidifiers. Now, obviously, in the summertime, most likely we will not be cleaning the humidifiers, but I went ahead and put it on there. Refilled all of our stuff, our shampoos, our conditioners, cleaning supplies, anything like that, soap dispensers. Change sheets. You guys, I know that monthly may sound so gross to you, but I used to do it every single week before my daughter, and I just haven't gotten into the habit of that. So if I can remind myself to at least do it monthly, I'm okay with that. Then, every other month, I have on here clean the dishwasher and clean our clothes washer. I currently have our clothes washer going right now because I am a little behind on that, but I've cleaned our clothes washer and cleaned our dishwasher. I also have already added to my cart, and that's another thing, is as I'm doing this, I'm adding to the cart things. I'm making sure I have 6 dishwasher cleaner tabs, 6 clothes washer tabs. And those are going in there. They're already going to be purchased. They're already going to be under the sink, so I don't have to think about it. Razors. I'm going to have 12 razors already purchased, already set in my cabinet. I'm going to have stuff to clean out the humidifiers. I already have the brushes, things like that. So that's kind of what's going on there. Then I have air, this is going to be quarterly. I have air filters and purifiers. This is, we have air purifiers that need filters change and air filters, things like that. And I have had them at the, like I said, they're at the beginning of every single month. So for instance, let me show you. I have them all the way out to December. And the reason that they are on Post-it notes is because if we're out of town, if something happens, if we're sick, I can just move it before or to the next day. I can check it off, things like that. So it's taken care of. I already have the goals for the year. I have my reading goal for the year. I'm going to put meal plans. This is just a great time to kind of think ahead of your first quarter as well and kind of what is going on with that. This is kind of a great time to plan out your budget. So this is, again, 2025's, but this is a basic budget here that we have broken down for the year of, we had to plan ahead since I will be on maternity leave for 12 weeks. So what is our total income going to be? This is with no bonuses, no overtime. Both my husband are salary, so that's not a plan. With me missing 12 weeks of work. And then what our mortgage is going to be, what our escrow payments are going to be, daycare cost, because when June rolls around, we'll have 2 in daycare. Will we have anything left after all of this? Do we have any, some extra money to spend? So that's kind of what's going on with that. So that's kind of how we're doing it, what we're planning, what we've got going on. I highly, highly recommend that you do this. You do not have to get super detailed, but having even a basic plan to start out your 2026 is going to save so much time. So I do highly recommend that you at least find the planner. You have 2 weeks. Find the planner you're going to use, order it if you need to, purchase it from the store if you need to. Doesn't have to be super fancy, expensive, anything like that. If you're digital, use the digital. Put in all of the birthdays, put in reoccurring things that you know is going to happen. Anything that you know of already, put everything in there, because then you don't have to remember it. It's out of your brain. It's already done for 2026. Obviously, I am going to have a child in there, and her due date is to be determined. So that is going to affect my March, April, May, June, depending on when she's born, drastically, of whether my schedule includes going to work or whether it doesn't. So that is kind of what we've got going on with that. Something that I do love about this planner, and I'm not going to use it obviously now, but it has 2027 in dates as well. So January, and it has all of the dates, 1st through the 31st. So if something comes up in 2027, for instance, if I have a yearly checkup and I know that I need to go in 2027, I can go ahead and mark that. And so when I do my 2027 planner, I can just go ahead and carry those over, those notes along with the birthdays. So this is the time. I did already go through my 2025 for what I did use. This is also the time that since I did use it up, I can go ahead, I can get rid of it. On a separate spreadsheet, I also have video ideas for you guys, things like that, and those will all be put in my planner. What am I going to do? When am I going to film? What are some meals? So I have meals planned out. You guys will see that. I'm going to do that in my monthly breakdown. So my January plan with me, you guys will see kind of my plan meal-wise and what's going on there. But this is the time to plan, get everything situated, doctor's appointments, birthdays, anniversaries, reoccurring things that you need to do. Now is the time to do them. Now is the time to schedule them. So go ahead and get those taken care of. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great 2026 and a rest of your 2025 whenever you're watching this. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.